Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because the Chicago Bears are not just testing the waters, they are looking to create a tidal wave in the NFC North. We are talking about franchise-altering decisions being discussed right now that could completely redefine the identity of this defense. From blockbuster trade rumors involving one of the league's most feared pass rushers to shocking reports about a cornerstone player potentially exiting the building, the tension at Hallis Hall is at an all-time high. You need to hear exactly what is brewing behind closed doors, because this changes everything for Chicago.
The NFL landscape is shaking right now because the Chicago Bears are suddenly at the center of the most aggressive trade rumors we have seen all year. We are talking about Las Vegas Raiders superstar Max Crosby. A bombshell proposal outlined by ESPN analysts has identified Chicago as the absolute #1 destination for this defensive juggernaut. The logic here is undeniable. The Bears have the salary cap flexibility that other contenders can only dream about, and they possess the draft capital to make the Raiders listen. We are looking at a scenario where Ryan Poles pairs Crosby with Montez Sweat to form a pass-rushing duo that would legitimately terrify every quarterback in the NFC North. Strategically, this fills the biggest remaining hole on the roster with a proven commodity who is in the prime of his career. But let's get real for a second. This is not just about stats on a piece of paper. This is about sending a message. If you are the Chicago Bears, you have been the little brother in this division for way too long. You go out and get Max Crosby, and you are telling the Detroit Lions that their time is up. You are telling the Green Bay Packers that Jordan Love is going to be running for his life. Crosby plays with a motor that does not stop. He is violent, he is relentless, and he brings a culture of domination that this franchise is desperate for. You do not pinch pennies when a Hall of Fame caliber talent becomes available. You make the deal. You bring him to the Windy City and you let him eat. The fans deserve a defense that strikes fear into the hearts of opponents again. This is the monsters of the midway we are talking about. The price tag is astronomical, but the return on investment is immediate impact. However, as exciting as this sounds, there is a massive risk involved that could blow up in their faces. While everyone is focused on the trade market, there is a growing belief inside the building that giving up premium picks for a veteran might actually be a mistake, leading the front office to consider a controversial alternative strategy.
If you want to stay ahead of the curve with breaking Bears updates that the mainstream media often misses, you need to hit that subscribe button right now. Join our community and never miss a beat. If the price for Crosby proves too steep, the front office has a contingency plan that is gaining significant traction among league analysts. A new mock draft scenario suggests the Bears could hold on to their assets and target a premier edge rusher in the upcoming draft. Instead of sacrificing future first-round picks for a veteran, the strategy shifts to capitalizing on a deep class of defensive talent. This approach aligns perfectly with Ryan Poles' philosophy of building through the draft and maintaining long-term sustainability. It is a calculated gamble that prioritizes youth and cost control over immediate proven production. But I hear the fans screaming, "We want the star now!" But hold on a second. There is wisdom in patience, even if I hate waiting. If you can draft a young stud who costs a fraction of Crosby's salary and gives you production for 5 years on a rookie deal, that is how you build a dynasty. We have seen teams mortgage their future for one player and regret it. This alternative path allows Chicago to keep their draft capital flexible to address the offensive line or other holes. It is the prudent move, the calculated move. You look at the collegiate talent coming out, guys with explosive first steps and bend off the edge, and you wonder if the next superstar is right there for the taking without giving up the farm. The Bears need sustained success, not just a one-year wonder. Building a roster is a marathon, not a sprint, and drafting a lethal pass rusher ensures you have the pieces to compete for a decade. It creates a window where you can pay your quarterback and still have a dominant defense. However, while they are debating how to add talent to the defensive line, a disturbing rumor has just surfaced regarding the secondary that could undermine everything they are trying to build on defense. This next update is something that every single Bears fan needs to hear immediately because it involves a fan favorite leaving. It is absolutely critical to understand the implications here. While the front office explores additions, a storm is brewing regarding a potential subtraction that has left insiders stunned. Reports are surfacing that star cornerback Jalen Johnson could surprisingly emerge as a candidate to be cut or traded. This rumor is rooted entirely in long-term financial planning for the 2026 offseason. The front office is meticulously calculating the salary cap implications of future extensions, and some analysts believe that moving on from Johnson's contract might be a necessary evil to preserve flexibility for the offense. It is a cold, calculated business perspective that views players as assets on a balance sheet rather than cornerstones of a defense. Are you absolutely kidding me right now? We are talking about Jalen Johnson. This man is a lockdown defender. He is one of the few players on this roster who has consistently played at an elite level. You do not get better by letting your best players walk out the door. I don't care about the salary cap in 2026. I care about winning football games today. If you cut Jalen Johnson to save a few dollars for a future that hasn't happened yet, you are telling that locker room that you are not serious about contending. You pay your stars. You figure the rest out later. That is how championship teams operate. You cannot replace a guy who shuts down half the field with some rookie or a journeyman. It is disrespectful to even entertain the idea. The Bears have plenty of cap space. Use it to keep your homegrown talent. If Ryan Poles pulls the trigger on this, the city of Chicago should riot. It would be a catastrophic failure of management. It sends the wrong message to the entire league about loyalty and ambition. But just as the fan base begins to panic about the potential loss of a defensive leader, there is a twist in the narrative. The team has identified a specific target from a rival squad who could come in and immediately change the dynamic, a player who has personally tormented the Bears in the past and might now become their secret weapon against the division. In a fascinating turn of events, the Chicago Bears are heavily linked to a defender who has made a name for himself by absolutely destroying their offensive game plans in recent years. This tormentor turned target has been identified as the perfect tactical fit for Matt Eberflus's defensive scheme. The scouting department has reportedly been enamored with his performance in the season finale, where he single-handedly disrupted the Bears' rhythm. Bringing in a player who has proven he can dominate at the line of scrimmage against your own team is a classic Belichick-style move. It neutralizes a threat while simultaneously bolstering your own ranks. The data suggests his pressure rate and run-stopping ability would seamlessly integrate into the Bears' hybrid front. I love this move. I absolutely love it. If you can't beat him, sign him. That is the mindset. This guy came into Soldier Field and embarrassed people, and now you have the chance to put that aggression on your side. It is about adding dogs to the fight. You need players with a nasty streak, players who do not apologize for hitting hard. He knows the division, he knows the intensity, and he clearly has the talent. Imagine the psychological edge this gives you. You take a weapon away from your enemy and you point it right back at them. That is strategic warfare. This is the kind of savvy acquisition that turns a good offseason into a great one. It shows that the front office is watching the tape and identifying the guys who truly impact the game, not just the big names on the marquee. When you combine this potential signing with the other moves we discussed, you start to see a clear picture. The Bears are trying to build a bully. They want a defense that is physical, fast, and intimidating. But everything hinges on whether they can execute these deals without losing the core of their locker room in the process. This is the moment where contenders are separated from the pretenders in the National Football League.
This offseason is shaping up to be the defining moment for Ryan Poles and this Bears franchise. Between chasing a superstar like Max Crosby, debating the future of a cornerstone like Jalen Johnson, and looking to poach talent that once beat them, the direction of this team hangs in the balance. They are walking a tightrope between aggressive expansion and financial caution. I need to hear from you right now in the comments. Would you trade the farm for Crosby? Or is keeping Jalen Johnson the bigger priority? You cannot have it all, so tell me what you would do if you were the GM. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe for more non-stop Bears coverage. Bear down.